This time in Nugget Garage we've got a new project. This is about a 93 model VR Commodore. We've bought it probably over 12 months ago when we started the channel for a project, but we got distracted by lots of other shiny things and it just sat in a shed. So, but now we're actually going to pull it out and do something with it. This is actually a one owner car once.
Yeah, it was owned by a guy named Rodney Anderson. He actually campaigned it. I think it was a modified 10.5 car and then a radial car. Had a 1JZ in it on alcohol. I think around 830s.
Yeah, 830 I think.
Nearly 170 mile an hour. Back then it had a 9-inch diff in it. We bought it as a rolling shell with a ball warner in there. It's got a roll cage in it and pretty much everything else is missing.
Yeah, it's missing a hell of a lot of stuff, but the roll cage kind of made it worth buying.
Yeah, the body's pretty good too.
For the value, we wouldn't have got the roll cage for the money.
It's got a wang.
It's got a wang, which is worth pretty much more than the car, I guess.
I run 180 mile an hour without a wang, mate.
Well, now you're going to run 80 mile an hour with a wang.
With a wang. It was missing brakes, it's missing brake lines, it's missing all sorts of crap, but we've got a donor car for that, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, so
the idea is we might make this our test mule car, so we've got to try and name it.
Yeah,
something better than cow patty, because that's what I'm going with at the moment.
Yeah, which we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So if you guys actually come up with a name, drop it in the comments, and we might pick one out because we've got no idea.
Yeah, the idea is we'll wire it with a bulkhead connector, so we can just plug and play and put different motors in it. And the car is actually quite light, and it's set up well for drag racing, so
yeah,
it should.
Yeah, so I've actually
get the best out of whatever motor we put in it.
Yeah, I've actually pinched the wheels off my old V8 Corolla. That's gone to a new home. So I kept the wheels off that when it sold, specifically to go onto this car. So that's a bit of a help. Engine-wise, for the first one, Scott absolutely hates it. He hates it. We'll drag it in.
We'll drag him in. Yeah, I'm alright.
Push!
Oh, no, not this one.
This one, which is, Scott absolutely likes it. Not even a little bit. So this actually belonged to a mate. You probably would have seen the car that this actually came out of in the background, few shots. It was actually Shifty's car.
Yeah, it was a VS Commodore wagon. He started off trying to do a budget turbo build and it kind of blew out of control a little bit.
I think the OCD kicked in.
Then he lost interest, and now he's working on his VL instead.
Which is probably a better idea.
I did a heap of work for him. We made manifolds, we reversed the inlet plenum. You know, he put a 35 China turbo on it.
Yeah.
It's got a Turbo Smart gate on it. He basically just gave it to me, donated it to the project.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure that was a punishment thing, but
yeah, smart guy.
Smart guy.
Yeah, cop that.
Yep.
Yeah, so standard motor, but 300 ZX box.
Yeah, 300 ZX auto. So it's got an adapter plate and some kind of converter to suit. So that's probably my main reason why I'm considering this. It's got a gearbox that is quite strong, and the converter that should work.
Standard V6 box wouldn't last 2 seconds behind it with a turbo on it. Well, it might last 2 seconds, but
yeah, don't mind the idea. Actually, this car sort of came with this engine, slightly earlier version, but close enough.
Yeah, so it kind of made sense just to throw it into this car. We weren't going to, just kind of makes sense because this was there, the car was there, so we may as well put them together and make something out and have a bit of fun.
And now we may as well answer that age-old question, I guess, that keeps me up at night.
Which one?
How fast these could go stock. It doesn't.
Well, I don't know how fast should be in the equation,
find out.
But we'll find out. I don't know how many of the boosts we can put in it.
Shifty did supply us with a hell of a lot of hop-up parts too.
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of
head
parts.
studs, gaskets, camshafts, valve springs. We won't do that yet.
Yeah, I think we'll throw it standard and push it a little bit stock, see how we go, and then I don't know, maybe if this one doesn't throw rods all over the track, we can either rebuild this one or find another one. See if we can find another donor, Ecotech motor in decent condition. And
it should be fairly easy actually, because he's even already made intercooler pipes. He's already done the intercooler.
Yeah, the intercooler's there.
This is all going to be bolted in pretty much.
It's pretty easy thing. Thanks, Shifty. Don't know
We use an electronic SM4 because people just send them to me now as a joke, and I get to use them. Good ECU.
They work.
They're perfect.
They work. Nothing wrong with them.
Yep. So if you've got any of those lying around,
hook a brother up. Yeah. So I think we'll just throw the motor in the hole now, and make a start on it. See how far we go.
I'll see if I can figure out some way of making it not sound rubbish too.
Good luck. It's a V6. It's never going to sound good.
Sure.
There's people out there who like V6s that are probably not going to agree with them not sounding good, but they're rubbish, really. Shout out to Wes.
I don't know who Wes is. I probably wouldn't be friends with him if he had a V6.
Wes is the guy in Michigan.
Oh, hey, Wes.
Wes.
Yeah.
What about the 3800?
All right, never late in the 3.8.
What do you owe? No? I don't know. I think it was a 308. Or
308. That's even slower than this.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere.
All right,
let's get in the hole.
How come I'm doing the jacking off?
I heard you like jacking off with mains.
I don't jack off the mains.
Doing it at the moment. Look at you jacking off the mains.
Oh, I'm winning at life.
You finally successfully owned the 7, 8 and 9 second car all at once. And now look at you. This was a good idea, hey? Like putting the engine in and then deciding to take the manifolds off and do these.
Let's just remember whose idea this is. So what are we doing?
We're making mistakes. That's what we're doing. In all our brilliance, we have put in the engine with the manifolds, then decided to put ARP head studs in it, which means removing all the stuff. But
so we're just going to do these one at a time.
Yeah, I think so. That's the go. One at a time and give it a fighting chance.
How good's it filming with no fan, so the audio is good?
It's fantastic.
Jeez, look at that precision coarse threaded bolt.
She's good gear, eh? People love these things. Apparently.
It doesn't even have a head bolt washer, it's just...
Apparently people like this stuff. Right, so day 2 on this, whatever we call it, thing. We've done ARP head studs on it, which was a bit of a backward step because we had to remove all the turbo and manifolds again in the car because it was far too easy to do when it was out of the car. So we've done all that, ARP studs, torqued them down so it'll give it a bit more of a fighting chance with a bit of boost in it.
Still stock head gaskets though.
Yeah. Scott's done a fair bit of the inside the car wiring loom.
Yeah, I did a Dill spec wiring harness using Nava, Hella, trailer wire.
A bit of trailer wire, it's good gear.
I basically wired it all, used Deutsch connectors. I've wired it all as a module. My back's real stuff these days, I can't get under the dash, so I try and wire it all on the bench. The idea, I suppose, is that we can use sub harnesses now to connect different engines.
Yeah. Yeah.
All 8 ignition outputs and all 8 injector outputs are all in the plug, so
we can,
once that's wired in there, I never have to go in there again.
yeah, and then we can just unplug the engine side and put in V8 stuff or 6-cylinder stuff or whatever we're using.
Yep.
So that'll be good. What else have we done? We've got the turbo on, we've got the oil drain, oil feeds all sorted out on the turbo, dump pipes on there. Half the intercoolers, piping's there and done.
There's a few water, what are we waiting for here, a water pipe?
There's a water return heater hose thing, which we're not even going to use anyway, but we still have to block it up somehow.
Yeah.
So waiting for a few parts to turn up for that kind of stuff.
And you're getting a tail shaft half.
Yeah, so I'm hoping, so this all came out of the wagon, so that I'm hoping the rear half of the tail shaft we can just get off a sedan and bolt onto the centre bearing. And then bolt the tail shaft in to suit the 300 ZX box.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of car wiring I've got to do as well.
Yeah. So,
charging system, starter motor.
yeah, because this car was well stripped out. We've still got to do brake lines and plenty of other things as well.
The gearbox also needs some electronics to run.
Oh yeah. So we can still use it with a B&M shifter.
Should be able to.
Yeah. All right, so...
what else did we do? We modified the valve, the
throttle
body.
Did the throttle body too, yeah.
Instead of worrying about blocking up holes for vacuum lines and crankcase returns and stuff, I just welded them up. And got rid of the IAC because I can't be stuffed using it. It's a drag car, not a street car.
So we've had like a couple hundred mils of rain in the last 2 days, so it is humid as hell, and now it's raining out of our faces.
Yeah. So it's time to go home and have
a it's going home. We are actually wet.
Get back onto it tomorrow night, I think.
Yeah, and get into a bit more. So find a name. It's you guys to do.
Cow patty.
What is it? Cow patty.
Because it's a piece of crap and it moves.
Yeah.
Cow patty.
Cow patty.
So unless you just come up with something better than that, that's what it's getting called. Mind you, it doesn't really suit the mule multiple engines.
No, so...
All right, anyway, I'm melting.
That's you, we're out of here. Yep.
What are you doing, Wendy?
I'm doing your job, that's what I'm doing. Taking my high heels off, I've put my old skirt on and I'm washing the new car.
Where's your Daisy Dukes?
For a long time. Isn't this meant to be your job?
My old worker used to put more effort in.
What are you doing, man? Bang, doo. Bang, doo.
That's backwards.
Right, you're alright. Fuck it. I wasn't filming anything just then. I'm lacking anti-hay fever products. Well,
you're allergic to bullshit.
Yeah, I'm allergic to Ecotex. I'm allergic to V6s, I think, because I was fine until I started actually working on that. You successfully devalued the car. You set it up.
It's catching all the awesomeness.
It's pointing the wrong way for awesomeness.
It's gotcha.
Did you just call me awesome?
Hey, I'd never call you awesome.